Hello and welcome to the Work Hates podcast. I'm Bron Lewis. This is Brady Blake. Everyone has a nightmare work story, whether it is a dreadful boss, a shitty workplace, or an insufferable colleague. And if you had none of those things, chances are you're the problem.
You're the bloody problem. Yeah. And today we are joined by comedian, podcaster, and swimmer, Sammy Petersen.
Comedian really threw me. I never called myself a comedian.
I thought the swimmer.
I was like, oh, thank you so much. No one has ever introduced me as a swimmer before.
Well, because I've got to come up with three. So it's kind of stressful, and I was like going through the back catalogue of things I remember you doing, and you went through a big swimming stage.
I still love to swim.
You're a mad swimmer.
That's right, and people question my sexuality like Thorpe a lot of the time as well.
Yeah, they do. They do actually? Do you know that? Okay. If you went to a gig, Brady, this is a research. I'm so sorry if I'm okay.
I brought it up. You don't need to be sorry.
Are you about to ask me right now? Do you think he's gay?
No,
is that what you're
I'm not going to ask you that.
That is so stressful.
I'm not going to ask you that.
And I know what the answer is. It's no. But
yes,
continue.
that's not. That is not the question.
Yeah,
why are you stressed?
Oh, he's wearing knitted stuff. I don't know what to do here.
I actually don't know. He's freaking me out.
He's got clean shoes.
He's queer baiting again.
Yeah. Brady. If you went to a gig and the gig was called Thank God You're Queer, okay, the lineup, what would you assume about everyone on the lineup?
Queer.
They're all queer.
Yeah.
Great. Sammy Petersen did a gig the other night and the gig was called Thank God You're Queer. And I said to Sammy...
I was a thank God bit. I was just the thank God bit.
I'm not the queer bit. I
will call myself God. Thank you for saying it on the poster. Thank you so much.
Thank God he sets over. It was so bad.
About being in love with women or what? Yeah. I said, Sammy, they think you're gay. And he goes, no, they don't. I was like, no, they think you're gay. And so he goes, no, they've never asked me. I was like, yeah, because they think you're gay.
I love the assumption, though. And then I was just like, I'll just go and do it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a gig's a gig.
A gig's a gig.
You know what? That's
showbiz,
to be honest,
baby. Look it up.
In their defense, looking at all men in comedy, you're like, well, this guy looks showered, so he must be queer or something.
He has a shower today.
Yeah. See, I did an all queer, I think it was a queer lineup in...
You can do them.
Yeah, you can do them. I didn't realise. And I said, oh, can I come on? They go, oh, it's a queer lineup. And I said, oh, I'm not, but I'm still happy to do it. And they go, oh, that doesn't matter. Yeah. And then for some reason, I was like, in the first 2 minutes, I was like, oh, yeah, anyway, so I like Sex in the City. I was trying to really pander to the audience. Like I had a bit about it anyway.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm kind of one of you. No, I'm not, but I'm
pretty neat, but.
Yeah, no, I was trying to do
I had a shower.
Man, I showered twice. I combed the hair. I shined the shoes. I didn't want to look like shit.
No,
you'll be judged heavily. If
oh,
you look
man,
like
it felt that vibe. But they were actually like, it was in Fitzroy. I can't remember the name of the pub. It's a cool fucking pub. They sell sausage rolls there. I think Tina...
my euphemism. I should have just done euphemisms all day.
Ooh.
Yes,
I think
please.
Tina Del Twist has something to do with the room and the pub or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a fucking ripper lineup. And it was so positive. I was like, man.
It's the nicest audience
I'm going to keep doing queer lineups.
Yeah, you just start snapping and going, yas, hunty, yas. I get gay culture.
But I was like, guys, I'm not gay. They're like, we can tell.
We could. No, it was so funny when I got there. There was a guy called Andy Bullock there, who's a great comedian improviser, and I said to him, I was wearing like a hoodie and jeans, and I just went to him. Oh, like I know. I told the room runner, I'm not queer, but I just thought I'd tell everyone, and he goes, don't worry, we know.
Oh,
yeah, and I was like,
really? Okay, all right, fine.
But he looked me up and down as he said it.
That's now offensive because I have got my nicest stuff on.
I did shower.
Yeah,
this is my going out hoodie.
Yeah.
This is my nice one. This is my it's got like a suit printed on it.
It's got 3 stains. It normally has 5.
I'll clean the Luxor off this.
I'll clean the Luxor off
for
that
what?
for you.
For what?
No, I'm going home. I've had enough of this.
There's nothing that we can tell.
Now.
We can tell.
Because some people who are queer are badly dressed as well.
That's actually true. Some of them don't even shower.
I went to a gig in Swan Hill.
Bragging.
Yeah. Just on Friday, and Lawrence Driscoll was on the lineup. It stinks. The town stinks because I
saw you posting about it. Is it a known thing?
Stinks so bad.
Yeah, okay.
We got out of the car.
What does it stink?
Claire Hooper, Lawrence Driscoll.
No one's showering there.
Drove there
They're very non-gay.
Oh,
there.
they're too straight.
It's a Melbourne open mic. The whole
I
town.
said non-gay like I forgot. The word was straight.
You know what I am saying.
Hey guys, I'm pretty non-gay. Why do you keep talking about it?
I identify as non-gay. I reckon that would go down awfully.
Yeah, my pronouns are non-gay.
Yeah.
We got out of the car. We parked in front of this fish and chip shop, and it was called like Fish and Chip fishmonger or something like that.
Right,
I was
it's a great
like,
name.
don't,
Fishmonger,
I hate that.
yeah, but monger's a bad
Sure,
word.
monger's the
For something to eat.
Yeah.
Monga is the
It's
worst.
just
God,
the
that makes
worst
me
one.
hungry.
I'm so starving for some monga.
Yuck. So we got out of the second we got out of the car, we were like, "Whoa, that fishmonger's rotten! All the fish is off. Oh, and it smelled so bad." And we're like, "Let's get away from it." We start walking away from the fish and chip shop, but the smell does not just
Right.
dissipate. Like we're like, okay, it's
sticking
the
to us.
whole fucking town.
Is there an abattoir close by?
Thank you. So this
Yeah.
is. I'm like, this is. I'm like, it's actually. Like, I feel sick. We get into the pub, and also like
There's
as
a
we're
meat
walking
monger
down.
place outside. There's a bar monger.
Barmonger, yeah.
Some
You know
rotten
barmonger quite well.
carcasses. But we walk like we're looking around the town. There's some people there, but no one's like wincing or
Yeah.
having trouble. We're
You're
like,
just used to it.
We feel like being gaslit. We're like, this is revolting. We get into the pub. Claire Hooper's the bravest woman in the world. She orders calamari. I'm like, Claire, it's rotten.
Wait,
Yeah.
how far?
Swan Hill.
Swan
Swan
Hill.
Hill.
It's ages away, isn't
It's
it, from the
so
water?
far.
Yeah, but sometimes the further you are away from water, the better fish you get
'Cause
because they go out of their
frozen.
way. Where sometimes when you go to shit in the ocean, I'm like, if you're sometimes in like even in Perth and Fremantle, it's a beautiful fish and chip shop. You're like, oh, where's the fish from? What area? And they're like, I don't know, freight container from China. And you're like, the ocean's fucking there, dude. You know what I
Lazy.
mean?
McCain one.
Yeah.
Lazy.
It's a fish finger. It could be from anywhere, cunt.
What are you
McCain,
ordering?
you've done it again.
Yeah, half of it's newspaper. I don't know.
But at this gig, okay, so the town stinks. This is not part of my story at all.
It's a great story.
Thank you. But when I did, because I got on stage, because I said, we can't bring it up on stage. But I get on stage and I start talking, and then like I can't help myself. I have to say, by the way, why does this town fucking reek? And
That's
they
huge.
loved it.
Oh, they loved it.
They
Great.
loved
That's
it?
such a
They
gamble.
loved it. It was a huge gamble
Yeah.
because we'd all decided, we're like, can we bring it up? And everyone's like, everyone backstage, there were like 6 of us, we're like, absolutely not. They will be offended. It's rude. And I was like, yeah, it's rude. And then I got out there and I was like, no, I can still smell it. And so I was like, why does this town fucking stink? And they laughed so much. And then I was like, great. But honestly, what is it? And then no one could answer.
Oh, you got real serious? No,
Yeah,
but
I was
seriously,
like,
what is
I was
it?
like, I know
Seriously,
this. Why
why are
I
you-
just need to know.
why are you
I need
still
to know.
here?
I need
What's
to,
the point?
I did say, I was like, you can live anywhere, and you
Yeah.
chose here. It stinks, guys. It
Okay,
actually
well now you're
stinks.
going to like the
No,
smell
no,
was
they
like,
loved it.
well, why does it stink? Hilarious, but seriously, why do you fucking live
Why
here?
did it?
That's like if Andy kept going, oh, we know, you are so gross. No, seriously, you stink.
stink.
No, seriously, why
No,
did
what
you
is
dress
it?
like
You
that?
should kill yourself.
I need
You
to-
should kill yourself.
I
You should
needed
kill
to
yourself.
know. But then one guy went, the abattoir. And I went, okay. And I said,
okay.
so it's the abattoir. And then someone went, no. And I was like,
All right.
so it's not
Bingo
only
now, is it?
yeah. I was like, so what is it? And no one could answer. And then afterwards, I went to the bar. I ordered a wine, and I said, so why does it stink here?
You're tripling down.
Really?
Let it go, Bronny.
I was like a dog with a rotten bone. I was like, what is it about this town? And she
Yeah.
said, oh, what day is it? And we're like, Friday. And she goes, oh, it's probably from the stockyards. And some other guy who had his nose was like, looked like it was falling off too.
It would,
'Cause
absolutely.
Seasoned
yeah.
alcoholic?
Doesn't need it.
No, it was-
Seasoned alcoholic.
It was it was a poor fella had like, it was like burnt to a crisp, his nose. It was black. Anyway, he was like, oh, it could
You
be
just
the
got back from
stockyards.
Everest Base Camp. You got frostbite.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, look what it's doing to your face. This
Yeah.
town stinks, mate. But but they were like, oh, it's the stockyards. And then someone else was like, oh, I think it's the abattoirs. And someone's like, oh no, the sound guy, his name was Lockie. He said, oh, it's because of the Murray, the dead fish just flowed up.
I reckon,
I
it's
was
I reckon it's a combination of all three.
It was the most anyway.
If
The
it
town
smells like that,
stinks.
We
beautiful
used to-
place. You must
Beautiful
say that's a
place.
great attraction.
We had an abattoir near our house in Forestfield, like it was back at like Helena Valley area, and depending on the wind direction, depended on your day.
Yeah,
most of the time the wind wouldn't come that way, but when it did, you're like, "Fucking
Is it just-
hell!"
was-
Jesus.
I'm moving. I'm done.
Did I shit myself? Is there something dead under this wheel?
Is it just rotten meat? Is
Yeah,
that what it
it's
is?
because all the blood, the
like blood and bone.
shit, all that stuff gets washed down drains. And
yeah.
they've got, sometimes they have those fucking open things to air it out and to like, I don't know, part of the process of, because you can't just whack it straight down a drain. So that stuff smells. I'm
Don't
assuming.
look at me as if I would know that. You
You
can't.
can't. Confirm it.
was
Confirm
like-
or deny. confirm or deny that stand.
And your position officially on it, and your position
as a
is
non-gay.
as a non-gay, how would you?
So why I got onto this is someone who was on the line. It was Lawrence.
Shout out to anyone in Swan Hill. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful
no, it's
town.
actually
I've done
a
some
really
great
nice
gigs
town.
there.
Yeah,
I don't stand with Bron on this one.
I do feel like you guys need to have a town meeting and be like, what is it? And when someone says, why is a town stink? You have an answer. Because the fact that I
As a
was
woman
like,
that
am
came
I
in, we don't
going
want to be
mad?
caught out again with how much she went on about it in her
God.
set.
She was really
Anyway, they loved
pushy
it.
about it.
I love the town. They loved me harassing them. Anyway, someone on the lineup, Lawrence Driscoll, very openly gay man. We get to the pub. He opens Grindr. Not because he wants to meet up with anyone. He's just is like, I'm interested to see.
I popped up right away.
Yes, exactly.
I'm always cruising around
Yeah.
Swan Hill.
Exactly. Well, that's why it stinks.
You got to
That's
follow
why
your
I
nose.
But Grindr is, because I'm a little bit of a prude, but Grindr is full on. So he was like, look at I said, can I just have a look?
I reckon
so we're looking
Grinder
in
in
the town.
Swan Hill would be fun. Maybe that is the smell.
They call it the abattoir.
To some bloke's house. The meat's coming to the slaughter,
The
mate.
meat factory, mate. Don't worry
Whack your
about it.
sausage through this hole, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's fucking
Get
gone.
away. Oh, yuck. But one guy, it was like an old man, would have been, old. He's like
Nose or
in his
no
60s. Yeah, I think he had a nose.
Yeah, you've only described one old man so far. So I'm thinking this checks out.
But it was a old man about in his 60s in like a high vis. He was on like the lawn bowls green.
Showing his flexibility.
And
he can handle balls.
But it was
yeah.
his like
Go on.
username. His username was I want to suck COC. Wasn't
that
spelled.
stand for?
I don't know.
I can't
That's
spell.
That's what
I'm so sorry, I can't spell.
No,
COC.
man, but
it
I
didn't
think
finish
man,
the
that's the
word.
difference between more straighter, speaking to queer mates or whatever. They're like Tinder and Bumble. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
They're like, hey. I think it was even a comic who's been on the previous pod before. He's like, man, what's with all these Australian guys? They want to know my name.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's like,
No time
man,
for it.
I want to fuck, and then I want to get the
Yeah.
fuck out of there. Yeah,
What if you
yeah.
can't spell? Like Brum.
Yeah. But I know how to spell that word that we are talking about
Okay, I wasn't
very
sure.
well.
Don't worry, I'm spelling it out all the time.
She's
write it down
had
all
bloody
the time.
3 kids, mate. She knows all about it.
COC.
Seriously, but that's how he spelled it. But I was
Yeah.
like, oh God, this was just this like closeted man, probably had kids.
Not that closeted if you're on fucking
I know,
Grinder.
his face
Looking
is on
for
there.
cock, all caps.
But maybe his wife isn't going on to Grindr. Anyway,
Yeah, maybe
what
she
I'm trying to
hasn't found
say is that the gay scene is like, from what I was shown, very forward.
Yes.
Not for me.
Not for you.
That's
and
why I'm not a
okay.
gay man.
And that's why you're not doing an openly gay
That's why I won't touch a man.
night in comedy. You won't touch a man.
I won't
ever
touch a
again.
man.
I won't touch a man,
That's all I
okay.
want. That's all
That's
I
all you
want.
That's
COC
actually all we want.
all day,
All
every day.
Mum wants is COC.
I don't want that.
I want to get that sweet, sweet.
I love
No!
I love the high vis bowling. I want to see
Yeah.
the full
Oh.
spec. Is it holding a fish as well? Is
Yeah,
do they still have that, or is
Just
it
a monga.
yeah,
A real life monga.
just holding his penis? What do you think
Oh my
about that?
God, we have derailed this. I'm so sorry,
hey,
Sammy.
Look, this is not a
Sometimes-
professional podcast,
Yeah.
okay?
You ever get me on and we're going to talk about cock?
Exactly.
Absolutely. We're going to
And
spell
thank
it
God
out. We're
you're
going to talk
queer.
about
God, Sam, don't come on our podcast trying to get on more queer lineups pretending you're gay.
This is my
Everyone can
advertisement.
see through it, dude.
He's queer baiting you.
Yeah. He's the straightest guy I've ever met.
Just talking cock.
Those glasses
On
aren't even
Grindr,
his.
yeah.
He's just trying to look.
They've got nothing in them. Like Reece Nicholson with no lenses in them.
Just Reece Nicholson naked on either side of it. What a beautiful image. Thank you, Reece. Hopefully one day you come on our podcast.
So Sammy,
Yeah.
I know you know this, but this podcast is about nightmare work stories.
Yes.
What is the worst job?
Oh, hang on a
What?
sec.
You don't know
Can
about
I,
this?
can I, before we get in there, because you also work with Bron, do you ever get attacked on your podcast
A little
as
bit,
well?
all the time, actually,
Okay, no, I
every
just
week.
wanted to know
Yeah,
it's a
every
safe
week,
space
actually.
and should we bring up
can
should
talk
we
about
agree? Because normally I get ganged up. Should we air our grievances about Bron
Just the hate.
before
What do you
we...
mean? Bron snaps
No,
a lot.
I'm sorry. Sammy
Sometimes
brought
you
it up.
snap and go hard on
What do
people.
you mean?
Sometimes
No, I
you,
don't.
Sometimes you go
I was
real
joking.
hard.
I'm like, I'm scared.
When do
Sometimes
I
you
do
go
that?
real hard on
we
me.
love you. We love
On
you.
you?
Yeah, on me, and I'm sick of it, and I've had enough of it. That's my
This is
catchphrase.
actually an
Ready? Do you
intervention.
feel the same?
Um,
Where's the
Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Do not look at him.
I was like, we've got to have lunch after this together.
We
So
do.
no, I always feel safe.
I feel good. I feel powerful. Bron and
Yeah.
I do a podcast called You Two Drunk Aunties, and we
Yeah.
have so much fun because we just have lovely glass of wine each week.
my
And Bron and I sometimes act like drunk aunties, and we do go a bit hard on each other sometimes.
Hey, and
with some of
sometimes
the feelings that we have.
sometimes
that's
you
good.
deserve it.
Sometimes I deserve it.
Sometimes you deserve it.
Yeah, I was in a bad
Sometimes you
mood last
deserve
night.
it.
I do actually, because
Yeah.
sometimes I have to
Am
listen
I-
back, and I was like, yeah, I was a cunt.
I was a real
Am I
dick
ever
in that.
wrong? That's what I want to know.
I
Am
don't
I
think
ever
you're
wrong?
ever wrong. You're
If a
never
town stinks, I'll say it. If a bloke's a cunt, I'll say it.
And
Okay?
you won't stop
And if you
going
love
off.
cock, I'm going to bring it up on a podcast.
Don't worry, I'll bring
Bring
it
it
up.
up, yeah.
Yes.
I'm like that vegan joke.
Also, I love your mate Lawrence going, I was just checking it out for the vibe. Fuck off. If
No,
there was
he
a,
was.
If there was a
He's-
guy with a six-pack on there, you'd be down there in 2 minutes. Come on.
Lawrence he's a, like I think he's a prude as well. He's
Ah.
a, yeah.
It's also a long drive home with you and Claire Hooper if Lawrence
I know.
nicked off really quick
I
to
know.
have sex in an abattoir.
to wait
I've been,
for
on,
him.
I've been on one.
I need to pick you up, Lawrence.
Oh my God.
Well, I needed to investigate the smell. I've been on one before, like a tour before, like we're 2 hours away, and one of the guys has just been like, "Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hang out." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just probably get the train back." And I'm like,
Yeah.
you've got something teed up here." Like, yeah. I'm
I
like,
won't-
this might be the last time we ever see you, and that's kind of good.
I won't say the comic's name, but I can tell you after. But I remember doing a gig once with this.
No.
With this.
Nick
Pretty
Kappa.
close. It was a kind of a big guy, and he farted the whole way up. So I had this drive up with him. It was like an hour and a half. Farted the whole way up.
Wait, is this recently?
No, this is it. This is like maybe when I was doing stand up a lot. It was like probably like 7 years ago.
I've had one of these in a car before.
Oh my
recently,
god!
and
he did not stop farting the whole way up.
Was
Did he address
owning
it?
No, he didn't talk about it all, but they were loud, and it was like you couldn't not. It was like reeked in there. It was like Swan Hill, and then as finally got
prepping the body for the gig. I'm Swan Hill ready.
building up my immunity and going straight into Swan Hill next night.
I mean, if you drop one, you're like, you know what?
Yes,
Sorry,
that was
that was
me,
on me.
yeah.
But if you can,
Huge sorry.
and if it's like
Yeah.
a silent one, you're like, well, we have to play the guessing game, and I know it's not me. But if
Yeah.
you're just ripping out absolute bunters in the bag,
But
hell yeah.
I think it was because like if someone sneezing, you'd probably address it twice and go bless you. But he was doing it the whole way up, so he ran out. He didn't even address it at all because he just kept farting the whole way up. We got to the gig and he was like after it because it was like I was in Ballarat. It was a long way away,
Yeah.
and then I was like going to him. Oh, we should head back soon. He goes, I might try pick up, and I was like, oh,
thank
you've driven
God.
me here.
Oh,
So he
no.
goes, oh, there's a train.
No, he didn't.
So I went to the train and I got, and I was just like disgusted the whole way. But there was just no farting the whole way back. It was quite nice. To
Yeah,
check the
there's
train
pluses
driver.
and minuses, and yeah. Somehow this
Actually
train
quite nice.
carriage smells better than your car. Oh, but it's his car, so I suppose you could probably get a.
You can do what you want. Yeah. I was like, yeah, just him the whole way.
Did he
back.
even do the
Oh my
courtesy
gosh.
window? Like,
No, there was nothing. It was just a little box of gas.
Oh, it's
just
so
the whole way
awkward.
up. Yeah.
I got a free lift to Margaret River once when we were going down for the surfing comp, and the guy who was driving was a bit rough, but he was driving like this, and he had a singlet on, and he didn't often shower, and the
Yeah.
air conditioning was going straight into his armpit and then straight back onto my face, and the whole time I was like, oh, I just have his BO in my mouth.
Taste it.
Oh my god! It was
Swan Hill.
fucking-
It's Swan Hill all
Swan
over again, coming right at my face.
Swan Hill, I know how you feel.
But what I'm saying
Even
is
in
I get it.
Rotorua in New Zealand, they got the whole town smells like farts because they got a sulfur mine quite close to it, or a hot
no.
springs, and the hot spring smells like fucking ass. So the whole town smells like farts.
You need to address it. If Bron goes to the smelly, I think your new thing should go to the smelliest places
Oh,
and address it and
no.
get to the bottom of
I
it.
have
Show.
to. Wait,
Bron
how do you
investigates.
not know? If you live in a town that stinks, surely you'd be like, I need
I
an
think you
answer.
just get used to it though.
But you wouldn't order. We wouldn't.
Yeah, but it
you'd
could be
want an
fumes
answer.
and
You
you've
want
just
an
gone
answer.
brain dead or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the chemical companies like there's not Teflon's fine in the water. I know you've got heaps of cancers,
Drinking
but
it, you're fine.
you're fine. God, everyone's a
Drink the
sook.
Kool-Aid.
Everyone's a sook nowadays.
God, you can't say anything
Oh,
anymore.
God.
God, if I would be mortified if I did a fluff in the car and there were people I had to work with.
Oh, if it's
Yeah.
dudes, I got no problems just fucking ripping out a skunter.
Well, when I tell you who this person was, you'll be grossed out for the rest of your life.
I think I know who it is.
Yeah, I think you.
I
know
figured it out.
very well. who it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Based on saying, oh, I'm going to hang around and pick up.
Yeah, I know who it is now.
Let's
too.
say open the set by going, I'll just move Posh Spice out of the way so you can see me.
Oh,
Very
okay,
good.
okay. No, that's throwing me off.
Change it a little bit. Yeah.
I know who it
There's
is
about
now.
8 people
I
that
was
do
thinking
that.
it
Yeah,
was
there's
who
actually
you
8
thought
people
it
do it. It
was.
was like Jeff
Yeah.
Green's in the
Yeah.
car.
Jeff Green. It was Jeff Green. You bang on, actually.
Yeah.
Just spread that rumor about Jeff Green.
I didn't think he'd be a
Picking up.
gassy guy.
Married man just trying to pick up.
Yeah, I was like,
There's the train. Thanks, Jeff Green. See you
Yeah.
later, Jeff Green.
Sorry,
Just
yeah.
saying his name.
it's not Jeff Green. We're so sorry, Jeff. It's like stroking a cat through a letterbox. I love that bit.
Do you any more cafes, Melbourne?
I don't know him.
That's just a
That's
That's
the
the
end
We're
of
just
that.
move posh spice the other way.
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
Jeff Green bits over
Yeah.
here, okay? And
Yeah,
we're
I
enjoying
liked
them.
it.
Not
Okay,
all
great.
comedy is. Why does this place stink?
Yeah.
Pretty
Why
much.
is your town fucked and your nose is falling off your face?
My mate's having the
His nose,
calamari.
he
My
don't-
mate's on grind, just pointing out things that are happening in the room.
His nose was just, he obviously had a procedure. I don't want to be rude to him because he was a really lovely man. I think he was running the gig. So I'm not making fun of him.
Yeah.
But it was just it was a terrible coincidence. The town smelt that bad and his nose looked like that. So in my head, I was like, it's not working in your favour, mate. This is not the place for you.
This is not the place.
You know how, like, before
Oh
when you're
my
like, when am I harsh on anyone? And
Yeah.
we were very scared.
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
were like, anyway, his nose was fucked because of the
It
town.
was.
And you're like,
So,
I've
I
seen
loved
no
him.
examples of it.
I loved him. I love him, and I
You love
hope
him.
I see him again. I hope his nose is on the mend.
Okay.
Okay,
I
is
love
that
that.
nice?
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Now
nice.
I'm back to scared again.
God, you're lovely.
God, you
This
see
is
what
a-
we have to put up with, Sam?
This is
Neither of
a
us as
huge mistake
co-hosts have
putting
ever
you
had a
two.
problem.
I feel really.
I feel attacked a little bit.
I
I'm
feel
sorry about
upset.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
we're both members of the queer community, and we feel attacked.
You're just a non-gay.
Yeah,
You're just one of them fancy
When's the
non-gay.
last time you've done a queer lineup? When is the last time you helped out the queer community? Me and Sammy are doing it weekly.
Weekly, every week, taking it away from the queer community.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're actually taking
One
gigs
left
away
Queer
from them.
spot every single
They've
week.
had it too good for too
that is
long.
True.
They're
That's
greedy.
true. Oh, they've got the Mardi Gras every year. What else do they
What
want?
do we have?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Not a goddamn.
I mean,
Tax
every other
time.
day of the year, but fuck, we need more.
God save us. Sammy.
Yep.
This is about, his podcast is
I'm out
about
of time. I'm
nightmare.
so sorry.
Yeah.
We
We
do
haven't
have to go.
started yet. We're 38 minutes in. We haven't asked one question.
I've been trying.
I'm
been
sorry.
doing your
It's
best.
been me derailing it. I'll behave.
I wish you'd
Sorry,
stop
guys.
talking about Swan here.
Me talking about farting in a car. It's a work hates podcast talking about farting in a car.
Well,
I did
technically,
hate my
you were
job that
going
day.
to a job, and
God,
that's
I
a
hated my
bad
job that
thing.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a bad job.
Yeah, that was a bad job.
That's a bad job.
That's a bad job.
That's a bad job. All right, so that
Comedy is a bad
then
job.
we can wrap it up.
The
there and
end.
then.
Thanks for joining. Make sure you're on the Patreon, guys.
Sammy Petersen,
Yeah.
you're 32 years old.
Correct.
Great. And you have been working for many years. What
Yes.
is the worst job you've ever had?
Well, I started working when I was like 15 years old. Maybe 14 actually. I was working at my friend's Chinese restaurant, and it was like the
Adrian.
Chinese restaurant. Adrian, God, you know.
So you're taking
Yeah.
jobs off queers and minorities.
And minorities.
I'm detecting a trend here.
Very good.
Oh, it's okay. I wore the hat. Is it, Sam? Is that fine?
I did the voice. It's
I did the
fine.
voice and the eyes.
It's
What?
fine. And the eyes. I did the voice on the eyes. It's fine.
yeah.
I went to a Crystal Lee masterclass and I worked and all that day. But
I watched some 80s Australian comedy and I got the gist of how to be racist, and I continued the
Breakfast
part.
at Tiffany's, one of my favourite films. So I worked in a Chinese restaurant, and I remember one time, so this was my first ever job, and I remember Adrian's mum, Sharon, these people brought in.
These
on
are not
Phillip
names I
Island.
want to hear at a
No.
Chinese restaurant, by the way.
Sharon.
Adrian and Sharon.
Adrian and Sharon. And I remember working there, I was like 14 years old, and someone bought in this really expensive bottle of wine. And it never happened. It was a BYO restaurant. Never, ever happened in the whole time I was there. No one had a really expensive bottle of wine to pair with lemon chicken and steamed dim sims. Like no one was bringing in a bird's nest. Like no one was bringing in a
delicious.
really expensive bottle of wine. Anyway, and then Sharon was trying to open it out the back, and it smashed everywhere.
No,
yeah,
Sharon.
it smashed. And she said to me, should I just fill the glasses up with something else? Like she had like a $10 bottle of wine that she was gonna fill it up with, or do I just blame you? And I
love
but I got an
Sorry.
option in it.
Brilliant idea. Do I fuck them over or fuck you over?
Fuck you
Yeah.
over.
I physically can't do. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
Sharon.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
She's Sharon.
Yeah.
She's not going to take the hit.
No.
Are
And the
you
age of
kidding?
14, she said, would you like lemon chicken for a week? 1 week. There was no
Ooh.
bartering, and it was the best lemon chicken.
Yeah.
And I said,
So she's
hell
like,
yeah.
so she's like, if you take the blame,
Yeah.
free
Free
lemon,
lemon chicken. And I said,
I would.
can you throw in some Chinese sausage? And she thought about it
thank
for
God
a
you're queer.
moment because she's a bartering. Oh, yeah. Oh, pardon, Vicar. And she threw that in so quickly. And then she went out and blamed me, and I had to go and say sorry. But I wasn't upset because I'm thinking about the lemon chicken, the week of lemon chicken and Chinese sausage. Oh, pardon, Vicar. Buy me a drink first, something like that. And then
You're stuffing your face as you go to the table. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I'm queer. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And then, and so I walked up to the table and it, like, delivered.
Did you cry?
I was like, and I was kind of like pretending like to tear up a little bit.
Oh my God,
And I was
well
like,
done.
I am so sorry about this. And a guy stood up and he goes, "You're a piece of shit."
What? You're 14.
I was 14 years old. You're a piece of shit. And they heard it smash. Like, they heard it smash. And they knew what was happening. And she said, like, I think she gave them like free Coke and Sprite.
I mean, come on, that's a bit
Pretty
shit.
good.
Guys, you know how you just lost $200? Well, guess what? Here's about 15 cents of post mix.
He's a Coke and Sprite, no Fanta.
Yeah.
Did they give
doesn't come in the
Did
post.
she replace the bottle with a bottle of wine that she had?
She did, but
Yeah,
it was
okay,
like
but
a
it was
really,
$10.
it was like a Wolf Blast, like really,
Yeah.
like
It's a yellow gland,
It was
bro.
a yellow- it was a
What
yellow
are you
gland.
doing?
But I did that, and then I worked at the local food works as well. You're a piece of shit. I worked at the local food works for a long time. Someone told me that the tagline of that place was "Food works, it really does," and that was not the tagline of the place at all. And I said that to so many customers. Scanning their things through was an interesting thing to say.
Oh
and
my
so
God,
many people were
Stevie.
just
It
like,
really does.
"That's not."
I know the script, guys. Don't
don't
worry.
I know
I know
my
my
selling
line.
Sam,
point.
also, if you just clock your body about 90 degrees, there's a big fucking sign that clearly says that is not our fucking slogan.
Said that's all
No,
it says.
refuse.
That's not our thing. But then I also worked at the Phillip Island Penguin Parade, which was very exciting.
Okay, so Phillip Island.
Gay.
Yeah. Well, because he's on the queer lineup, so
Non-gay.
correct.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's where they have the MotoGP, but there's also
That's right.
penguins down there.
There's penguins down there, and so I worked there for a while. I
That
was
would
in
be a great place for a single man to work, I think.
Really?
Tourism.
Oh, tourism. Okay.
Tourists.
Yeah.
You're kind of the rugged Australian guy. I mean, obviously they thought you were gay.
And I don't think I'm very right.
And you had
the
a
guys there
goatee.
would
I've-
love it.
I've seen the picture.
Yeah, you've seen the picture.
Yeah.
And I was really young working there. Like I would have been like probably 16 or something.
And you had a goatee at 16.
Oh no, I worked there until I was about 17 or 18. So I worked there for 2 years.
Okay.
The real
And-
question is, why did you have a
I've
goatee?
got
Did you like Shannon Knoll? Yes, thank you.
I love
will-
Shannon Nolan.
That's pretty impressive to
Actually
be that
pretty
young.
impressive growth.
Wow.
Yeah, you take it
very,
back.
Yeah, actually,
Take back those
that's
mean things that you said.
fine. You're very cool.
Thank you for saying that.
You didn't have to roll your eyes when you said that, Brian.
I didn't have
Seemed
to force it on you
disingenuine,
at
but
all.
yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap this
Stories go forever.
But I did I think 2 years there, and they started me on like the coffee machine. Could not make coffee at all.
Now, why
And-
would you need to
Oh,
know?
just the most disappointed tourists that all came down from Melbourne, and you give them the worst coffee. And I remember a guy kept saying to me one day, "Could you make that again?" And I kept going, "Yeah, of course." And I kept burning the milk every single time. And he goes, "Just take the milk away a little bit quicker than that." And I was like, "All right." And then I did it again. I kept burning the milk. So they never trained anyone to do coffees. They won, I think, a few years in a row, worst food in Victoria.
Oh, that is a good
And
one.
the chef hung it up on the
Wow.
wall. It was like
Nice.
a bit of
He doesn't
pride.
give a
Now I
shit.
like that energy because I also
Yeah.
I'm assuming like if it was a tourism thing, there was no other options around there. So it's like
Yeah.
this or nothing. So it's like, yeah, I just farted in the sandwich gun. What are you going to do? Eat a penguin? Are you going to get a fishing pole, get something out of the ocean? Shut your fucking mouth.
No, trap it
Another
back to
2 bird
Ballarat.
coffees next, Sam. ASAP.
Because listening to a...
for $6.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, and you're
listening
singing
to
them
it.
$13 to
yeah.
fucking, yeah.
It was, I think it was $6 for a bottle of water.
Yeah.
It was- yeah.
And in the olden days, yeah, that's... Like,
That's right, in
listening
the
to...
60s. When I grew up in the swinging 60s.
Listening to a barista fuck a coffee, like
Oh.
it hurts to listen
Oh.
to. It.
every,
It goes,
every country town ever.
Yeah. Any bakery.
yeah, any bacon.
Watch the person making you a salad roll and then turn back and just make you a coffee.
Man, there's
Yeah.
a town, and I did a gig, and I riffed about this bit because I was close to the town at the time.
You
I
going,
think
"This
it was
place
called
stinks.
a
Why does
town
it
called
stink?"
Ebor. And I don't mind naming them, but because there's only like 2 shops in there, and I was riffing about it when I was close by to another town. I was like, man, I went to Ebor, and this lady yelled at me at the cafe. They're like, oh, we know her. Yeah, she's yelled at all of us. Because I go in there, and I had like the day off of riding bikes around. And I go into the cafe, and I walk in, and she goes, don't order anything too hard. The chef's not here. Before I even say anything, I
What's
go,
too hard?
well, it was, and I said, okay,
I'm
can
not
I,
making a salad sandwich.
I said, can I have a coffee and a croissant? And she goes, you'll have a coffee. And I went, okay. And then I got the burnt coffee, and then she goes, oh, hang on, my son's here. He can make you a croissant or a ham and cheese sandwich.
Oh.
And he rocks up and he's wearing Fox racing gear. I was like, well, this is not good.
To make your croissant.
To make a croissant. And he
very
walks up,
fast at
he
it.
goes, oh, what did you want? I was like, actually, could I change it to a bacon and egg sandwich or whatever?
Right.
And he goes, yeah, I can make it, but it'll probably taste like shit.
I love the expectations are so low.
And I was like, okay.
Oh.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. And it was actually really good. I was like, brother, back yourself. It was a beautiful sandwich. And he goes,
Right.
oh, it wasn't. I was like trying to turn the tide.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that mum was just yelling at him all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that
And
was-
apparently
Broke
she's still
him.
there.
That was the one thing I think about the Phillip Island, like the place there, because everything was closed after, because the penguins come
Yeah.
in at night. Little bit of fact for you: the penguins come in at night so that they don't get eaten by prey. That's why they come in when the sun goes down,
Oh.
and so they do their
Except
parade
tourists
and everything.
fucking flashing them.
every
Kissing 'em.
every tourist, and they say everywhere, don't take photos with a flash. Every tourist is doing that. And they
Yeah.
get told up, but they got a lovely photo of a penguin with
Yeah.
red eyes, going, "Oh fuck."
Just dying.
Yeah, just dying.
Seizure.
Man, one of the
Oh,
two of us,
it's
I've
awful.
been doing like
Thing.
driving down the Great Ocean Road like about 3 or 4 times this year just to drive bus down a tourist. And you like don't stand on the road, and it's like on a highway, and there's tourists walking out to take photos, and you're like, well, you're dead. You're fucking dead. Like,
You're gone.
Look, I can't speak Japanese, but this is not good for you.
You know
Sammy
what
can.
dead is in any language.
Sammy Kenny worked at a Chinese
I
restaurant.
can do it if you want.
Oh, yeah. He worked at a Chinese
Do one of my
restaurant.
hilarious characters if you want.
I've ordered sushi before. I get it.
But yeah, it was a captive audience, and every single person. So there was one woman that could make coffee, and her name was Sue, and she would make coffee, and she used to also, because there's like hot dogs and everything, and she goes, I'm very hygienic. I touch hot
If
dogs.
you say that, it means you're not.
She touched, but she'd get the, out of the juice, the hot dog juice, she'd just grab one, put it in a bun, but she wore
Incredible.
gloves, so don't worry about it.
Oh,
But she'd
yeah.
also touch the money with the same gloves.
Gloves.
But
That's
you're
one
wearing
of my-
gloves, so don't worry about it.
I'd
Yeah.
rather you just raw hand it because then I have,
Raw
maybe
dog it for
they've
me, Sue.
sanitized or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you see someone like it's always at like a Bunnings sausage sizzle, or there's
yeah.
a kid involved, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been told, and they're like touching the money, scratching their head, putting their hand in the cheese and the salad.
Yeah.
You're like, the glove is protecting your hand only.
Yeah, I've done my Cert 4 in hygiene,
Yeah.
so don't worry about it. But yeah, she would do that, and she was the only one that could make coffee in the whole place. And she was like bragging about it, like really. And
Yeah.
she used to go, "What design do you want?" And I used to go, "Oh, like that." And anyway, and she used to like
Incredible.
just put an S in it. Like it was just like it wasn't like an
slut.
amazing for slut, but it wasn't like an amazing design or anything. And then I remember sitting out the back with her because it was all just me and all of these women in their like 40s, 50s, like and so Sue out the back one time. I was like, "What are you doing this weekend, Sue?" And she goes, "Well, on weekends she was the most innocent person I've ever met, like
Yeah.
just so innocent." And she goes, after making an S in my coffee, and I'm sitting there, and she goes, "Yeah, this weekend I'm going to the prison."
Oh.
It's like, "Oh, right, okay." And she goes, "I just do conjugal visits."
Oh, for some COC.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, right." And she goes, "You just
Okay.
rock up."
Wow. Oh, she's
Hang on a
SS
sec.
for
Sorry.
slut. Good
So
on
she-
her.
So
That's awesome.
conjugal visits.
Sue.
Conjugal is rooting, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh God, I don't bother about Tinder or Grindr. I just rock up, go,
Rock up
who's
to a
free? There's a fucking trailer out the back."
An
I
hour
thought you
10.
had to be married.
Boys, before we get in there, what would you like drawn on your coffee? I can do a snake, an eel, or a worm. They're all
What do
straight
you want,
lines.
boys? You're right, boys. You can do a Southern Cross tattoo
Oh
in
my
your coffee.
God.
But yeah, it was so
She
bizarre.
just rocked up to
Just
conjugal
rocked up.
and
Yeah.
just roll of the dice.
Just roll the
Roll the dice.
This is what she told me,
1 in
as
20.
if it was a brag as well. One of the
pretty
1 in
cool.
20. Sometimes you get an absolute perler. That's
Oh, you can absolutely yeah.
And also the other thing that I did at the Penguin Parade was that they had these like a wall of MP3 players, and none of them would ever work. So you'd pay like
Oh, to walk around, like,
listening.
that's how it goes,
Don't-
yeah.
Do not kill the penguins.
Don't kill 'em.
Don't kill
We
'em.
need 'em.
But they had this thing, and it was like they had like a really upgraded version. I think it was called like the Penguin box, and you'd sit in a box and you'd get a marshmallow, a Tim Tam, and a quiche in a box, and it was all cold, and you just sit there and have that. And it was like $80, I think.
Oh my-
Because you're captive, like I said.
A marshmallow. As
Yeah,
an adult
worst food
eating
in
a
Victoria.
marshmallow.
Oh, so sad. A glass of wine and a marshmallow. Like a glass of wine, like a rosé in a can.
And the chef's still
Like I had
like,
at your
and
show
what
when it
else
comes-
are you going to be
Oh, I
fucking
hate
doing,
it.
huh?
Yeah,
There's no
yeah,
other fucking
yeah.
options. Not even a hot
Not
marshmallow.
even a hot marshmallow. And then there's a wall of MP3s, and so you'd have to charge them all, but none of them charged. And then you'd have these, you'd have all of them out, and the headphones will come back. So half your job was wiping wiping down the headphones at the end. So you had like these
yeah.
wipes because all of the earwax and everything. So you'd be
they
wiping
were
down.
ones
they were
put in.
reused.
Yeah. And
Internal ones.
Internal ones. And you had to
Oh
wipe
my
them down
God.
and then you have to recharge them. But none of them charged properly. And it was also like Be Kind Rewind, but no one was doing that. So you'd have to rewind the MP3. And you were doing it. It was about 14 minutes, I think. And I think it was $50. And you got it for that time. It was a little yellow MP3. And the people just
Wasn't
walk
supposed to
around
be
with
yellow.
it. Wasn't supposed to be yellow. And then...
Someone had it in the hot dog water.
The
They
ear.
had gloves on, so
Had
don't
gloves
worry
on,
about it. It's fine. But yeah, you'd walk around with that, and it was so embarrassing to charge like $60 plus a $100 deposit.
Oh.
So you'd have to get
What?
them, every person to sign a waiver. And sometimes there were like 100 people. Anyway, much like the guy with the wine, there was a guy once that was the meanest person I've ever met in my life. And that's so bizarre to say from doing comedy
I loved
for a
it.
while.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't
Yes,
you.
yeah. Number 2. Hell yeah,
number
Bronny.
two.
That's
You've gone
silver
down
at
to
the
number
Olympics,
2.
baby.
Still pretty good. She's
Still
gone
on the
silver.
podium. Still on the
That's
podium.
right.
But
I'm
not
doing
number 1.
pretty well.
Okay, you can go fuck yourselves.
But
Yep,
so
the
there's that
meanest
thing that you
person.
do.
Hey,
But
hey.
yeah, so it's that sort of stuff when you start barking at people. It was okay. I'm so sorry. What do you want? I just start giving him a wallet. But yeah, so I was like standing there, and this guy comes up to me, and he walks like he's standing there just like
Oh.
for ages, just glaring at me. Just
Why?
because it took so long.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not,
Look,
and
he
I was
was
there by
right.
myself, and I had like
Oh,
you know
a
like
goatee.
just a wait,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
goatee, and a waiver for every single person you get them to sign it. So it was just taking forever. And the guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, why is this taking so long?"
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, well, it's just a
fair
waiver." And he
question.
goes, "You seem so stupid."
Oh my God.
And he spoke to me so quietly. And I was being attacked, but no one else could hear it. He was yelling at me, and he goes,
pretty good.
"You seem idiot. You seem so stupid." And I didn't know what he said, so I said, "Thank you." And he goes, "You're not even listening. You're not even listening.
Thank
Are
you."
you that stupid?" And I went,
Wow.
"Oh, so did you want an MP3?" And he goes, "What do you think? What do you fucking think?
What did you-
I'm a lawyer. What are you going to do when you grow up?" And he goes like, "I don't know." And he
Whoa.
goes, "You're just going to be here."
Oh.
You were like 17 or
like 16.
Dude, you were copying it. What is with your energy? Yeah.
Non-stop. And he was like,
What are
just
you going to be?
going me.
Hopefully something, not a cunt.
Not a cut. And so
I'm
that
stupid. You're the one paying fucking $100 for an MP fucking 3 play. There's nothing on it. And I didn't recharge it. And it's got that person's earwax in, you fucking moron.
and you can just hear, "Don't take photos of penguins." You can hear that. I'll tell you if you want. I'll walk around and follow you and do that little tour for you.
You're
couldn't do
stupid. You're
stupid.
stupid.
But it was like the harshest man ever, like just wild.
You
and
look so stupid.
Oh my God. And one time Oprah was going to come. They had that,
Oh.
so Oprah was going to come and they were so excited.
He's stupid now.
But that's right.
Oprah, get here and try Melbourne's worst food. Wait, are we getting fat or skinny Oprah? Which one is it? Because depending on that, we got to get this hot dog water re-energized.
We also don't need a waiver for you, Oprah. You're really good for it. Yeah. And so Oprah, and anyway, there's this big thing. I think Oprah flew her audience over that year.
Oh, so many waivers.
I was
That's at least
stressed out.
100 waivers I got to do.
I'm off coffee, sir.
You
back
get
from
a
your
waiver.
conjugal
You
visits.
get a waiver.
Can't get back from conjugal visits for one night, sir.
wrecked.
And so
Her hands are destroyed from a busy night. I can't make coffee under these conditions. I've seen upwards of 5 guys in a trailer.
too
So much COC.
Hey.
But yeah, so then I remember like Oprah was coming. They changed everything. Like they were so excited about Oprah coming. Oprah never came, and it was
They
biggest
cleaned
my
things for once.
God.
They
That's right. They cleaned things. They all had showers one day.
Watch the penguins.
Watch the penguins.
Hose them
and
down.
Oprah didn't come, and I've always wanted to go back and make a documentary called "The Day That Oprah Never Came."
Yeah, it's
and
great.
Just because people were like sitting on the streets, like because there's only that one main
No.
road, and people sitting on streets with deck chairs, just with signs. Hey, Oprah. Just waiting, like she would stop and go, "Hey, Doug,"
Hello.
and go, "Just had a beautiful Chinese. Actually, they dropped my bottle of wine,
Oh,
but
I
I've
was
got
devastated.
unlimited Fanta."
I got to yell at a 14-year-old kid. It was quite nice.
Piece of shit. He was a piece
You
of shit.
piece of shit.
He just made me sign a waiver as well.
But
He's so
I-
fucking stupid.
I worked at so many places. I also worked at a bottle shop on Phillip Island, and this is the one where I told you about this guy called Bill Buckets, who was my favourite person. Like, even now, when I still go down to Phillip Island and I walk through the bottle shop, I go, "G'day, softcock." Like, he is the roughest man I've ever met. Bill Buckets, because he drinks buckets and buckets of alcohol, and he will go.
His name precedes it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
And he goes, "G'day, softcock," even now. And he goes, "Do you remember when you worked with me here?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I just have a beer out the back." And I go, "Oh, I know. I know you always.
Yeah, you don't just have one as well. We know you have
buckets of them.
heaps of
a
beer.
liter of beer.
When I
soft cock.
I worked on Neighbours doing the lighting for a bit, and they did that same thing. He goes, guys, it's a big day. We can't say who's coming to set because we deal with like a D grade level of celebrity.
Yeah.
So
Syndrome.
you'd go,
Big D.
oh my God, it's going to be like, who's that?
Kylie Minogue.
No,
Alan
it
Fletcher,
could be
Dr.
Kylie
Carl.
Minogue. It's got to be someone
It could be
former.
Dr. Carl.
It could have been
Jeff
Margot.
Green.
I thought it was maybe Margot Robbie because she's been on it.
yes.
I'm like, okay, someone who's made it. And then
One of the Real Housewives.
it was all day, and they're like, make sure everything's fucking blah blah blah. And it was do you remember Australian Idol?
Yeah.
The female judge, was it Paula Abdul?
Oh, Marsha Hines.
It was Marsha Hines, and we're like, who?
Having a
What the
tour.
fuck?
I saw Marsha Hines.
Marsha Hines is no. What?
Who cares?
Marsha Hines was in Greece, and I went to go and see Greece with my
yeah.
parents. And Marsha Hines, I don't think knew that she was in Greece because
Yeah.
she only came out and did one song and broke the fourth wall and was just like, everybody. That's what I'm talking about. And just clapping. And I think I managed to told you just got to do one song, don't worry about it. And then everyone
doesn't
came out
get
to do
it.
their bows at the end. Marsha was nowhere to be seen. And then it just turns around, like the set just turns around. Marsha's there and she starts singing her song again. And it was just like, I don't think Marsha knew
Marsha
that she
doesn't
was
know.
in Greece.
She doesn't know
Marsha
anyone else
doesn't
is
know.
there. She's like not allowed to work with other people.
The show's finished, and then she's like rotating it away. She's like, I'm on again.
I'm on again. Well, I thought she just fucked off straight away. Like, she did one song and just fucked off. I was like, I'm not staying around for this. But so I then moved to Melbourne, and I had to get a job when I first moved here. And I got a job at an Italian restaurant. And I was like, on Lygon
You're nailing
Street-
all the countries.
Yeah,
you know what I
great.
mean?
And Lygon Street, I was like, oh my God, like really nice Italian restaurant.
Oh.
And they asked me.
Nicer than the one we went to that one time where there was rats.
A little bit nicer than that one, just
Rats
a
on
tiny
our
bit.
feet?
with
You
the
had,
Nutella
you had
pizza.
rats?
There were rats,
Are they
like-
mice or rats?
Oh, probably mice.
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
it's a
What do you
big
mean?
Because if
could've
I
lifted
see a
one up.
mouse, I'd be like, if I see a rat, I'm like, we got a fucking problem. That's a big fucking
Yeah,
unit right
rats
there.
are so
I
yuck.
thought they're probably mice, maybe, but yeah,
They
it was
were
just
mice, but
gross.
still, yeah.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's not good in your
Oh,
pizza.
yeah.
But a really fancy
one.
Italian restaurant.
Yep.
And they said to me, because I worked in a
All
restaurant.
fancy because you came from Melbourne's worst restaurant, so even
Yeah.
Subway would be an
Maybe
upset.
there were rats.
Maybe they were rats. But yeah, they said to me, can you carry 3 plates? And I went, yep.
Oh no.
And so then,
Definitely.
but didn't try or anything. I could have gone home and I had 3 plates at home maybe in my share house, so I could have just gone home and learnt how to do
It's got to
that.
be on the forearm.
Got to be on the forearm. And I would just always carry 2 plates. And and the manager went, why don't you do 3? You told us that you could do 3. Why don't you do 3? And I go,
Save that for
Not
special
today.
occasions. Not
No.
today.
Don't need to.
Don't
Trying
do
to get my
something.
steps up.
More of a 2 vibe today. I only work with couples.
Yeah.
More of a.
couples. And then, finally I did the 3 plates because a friend showed me how to do it. Did the 3 plates, I'm walking, and the manager follows me up to the table and goes, and I was like, oh, all right. I thought I nailed it. Like,
Give
put
me
all
a
the
high
hands
five.
down.
I've got 3 plates. I can't high
It's
five
going to give
now.
me a
But
kiss on the COC. for
Yeah.
that.
That's what you got. Instead of food, I got unlimited lemon chicken for a week.
you've earned yourself a conjugal visit with me. Step into my trailer.
Please.
Sue is waiting for you.
And so I'm walking around, and as I'm walking, she just points out a trail of chicken. There's like little chicken bits that I dropped
Oh my
all
God.
the way from the.
Well, just in case I get lost, I don't know where the kitchen is.
Find
Now
my
I
way
know how
back
to get home.
And so she was like, "Okay, Hansel, you're done." And I had to.
Did she
I
actually
had
say
to-
Hansel?
And
That's pretty good.
I had
That's
to,
funny.
She's pretty good. And I had to finish my shift that day. Like
You're done.
I did like I think I did 3 shifts. And she was just like,
You
"You
should
are
be able to
absolutely
go. I mean, it does that take a little bit of time, but it would only take you another 2 days to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
You have to carry
fuck
3
Lygon
plates.
Street. I got tricked so hard because, like, from Perth, the first time, we didn't have much experience. I went to Bali 12 times and the Gold Coast once. So I had a real cultural palette of different places.
Yeah.
And then when I came, everyone's like, you got to do Lygon Street. And I was like
Yeah.
20 and I was like, I'm in
Yeah.
Melbourne and this is going to be incredible. I'm going to have some food. And then, like, the first guy, because there's a whole line of shops and
Oh, so
restaurants and the guys are trying to get you to come in like, mate, we'll give you free garlic bread and a bottle
Yeah.
of wine. It was at the first one. I was like,
Yeah.
deal, I'm in.
Not
And
a
I-
good bottle of wine.
Smashed
went
it.
in
Smashed it.
and the garlic bread, I swear to God, was just Wonder White bread with garlic buttered on it. And I was like, I guess this is, I don't
Guess
know.
this is
I
what
don't
it
know a
is.
lot about Italian.
Yeah.
Garlic
then-
bread.
And it was the worst. Like I don't know what the wine was, but I hadn't had a lot of wine experience. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is vinegar, and I
You're
haven't.
still swilling it.
And
Going,
I
I taste
yeah.
notes of vinegar.
Yeah, it's very acidic. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
And then it gave me an instant headache. And then like we had this pasta, which was shit house. And then we left, and then we kept walking up. I was like, oh, we may as well have eaten the 7-Eleven. It was the first one on there, and that was their little thing. And you go past, and there was all these beautiful restaurants.
Nice ones. Yeah.
And I was
Gotcha.
we were the only people in there looking like fuckheads. Like, oh, it's because we're
They
early.
got you a
Yeah.
good one.
got me a
Got
good
you a
one.
meal tea.
There's a guy I remember on Lygon Street for a while that used to just play hilarious practical jokes on every customer. So he'd bring out like a little box, and he'd wind and something would spring out at you and hit you in the face. Just a little rat. One of his workers, a little rat.
His
in the
penis.
face.
The door opens. Yeah.
Hey.
Hilarious.
But I remember it was just the most stressful experience eating there. Just going, oh, I want to go to an Italian restaurant on Lygon Street. It's so fancy. When he first moved to Melbourne, and then it's just like he was just scaring you, and he had a mask on and would jump out like scare people.
Fucking hell.
fuck is going
Did
on
it work?
here?
Did people go in?
No, everyone just peed their pants and just sat there crying.
Oh.
But to be honest, it's a lot like actual Italy, because when I went to Italy the first time, the guys there are fucking
Trying to
full
get you
on.
in.
Oh yeah, they get you in. They get you in every time.
And I don't think they've heard of sexism there, because man, it was like. Bum, 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 like they're just, if you think a construction site in Australia is bad, just go to any Italian part of Italy. They're on the fucking horn, Bella, Bella, oh, and they're like just like
To
joining
you?
they're like, no, it's my missus. I'm right here, cunt.
You've got beautiful long
Can
hair.
you see me? I'm right. Do I not exist?
Maybe they're
Say
talking about
something
your
nice.
hair.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Why are you with this one?
are
He's
you
clearly
with this
gay.
one?
I did the. It's okay to do Italian. It's not
Yeah,
Asian.
it's
It's
fine.
fine.
You're allowed to. Did you do it?
Yeah, I didn't do it.
I have a friend. He's Italian. It's fine.
It's fine.
yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. I've had sex with an Italian.
No,
friend.
no.
I've
Yeah,
had sex with Italian. I went to Lygon Street once.
No,
I can do it. Don't worry.
Everyone.
Shout
Don't
out to my
come for
mate
me.
Joe, who's Italian and listens to this. He would absolutely hate that bit, but he's
Would
also
he might like it.
no. He would
like
love
it.
the no. He would hate the accent, but he'd be like, "Yeah, we are pervs." So,
We are absolutely all pervs.
yeah.
I've forgotten you'd said that. I was
Yeah.
focused on the accent. Oh, you'd hate that
Bit
bit.
of accent work.
Love the bit
No,
about
I
him being
wasn't
a
doing an
massive
accent. I was doing my
pervert.
impression of Mario from fucking Nintendo. So
Oh, he's good. I like my big fan
He
of Mario
does.
myself.
He does. Yeah, he doesn't have a goatee.
He
but
doesn't. No, he
just a
doesn't have goatee, but
moustache.
Just a moustache.
Okay.
Okay.
anyway, here's my impression from
Okay, here
Raiden
we
from
go.
Mortal Kombat. And
This will be good. Whatever this is.
yeah.
Sammy,
Yeah.
we have gone off track so many times, but
No,
I've
it's
had a great
okay.
time.
We're only
I've had the best
49
time.
minutes and we've
Yeah.
only asked one
Hey,
question.
Hey.
And you've answered beautifully.
You've done a great
have I
job.
You've done
answered
such.
beautifully?
I've
Thank you for
actually
saying
had
that.
such a
You've
nice
come with
time.
so many great yarns.
That's such a lovely thing.
I'm struggling to
you-
keep up. I think
I
I need
know.
to
We
fucking
could go
wine
forever.
after this to calm down.
my God.
I probably will have one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm a
I
better person
shouldn't
than Bron
know.
now, so
yeah?
I'm on
No,
the
I
side of the
shouldn't
train.
She'll
drink
attack
so
you for
much.
it.
I went out for dinner last night. I drank too much.
Where'd you go? To a
Went
beautiful
to
Italian restaurant? Get hilarious
Cutler and
practical
Co.
jokes?
It was
Oh,
so
that's
expensive.
nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is fucking.
though,
Was it
It is, but I
a
didn't- I
date?
wasn't
Dinner date
drunk.
with hubby?
No, it was with my brother, and the lady just kept saying, "Ooh, fancy date night."
Yeah, she
I
can
said,
carry 3
"That's-
plates.
She's like,
Yeah.
we're brothers,
She
and
was-
you're
she
like, I
kept-
don't judge.
We're
So-
brothers.
We're
That
brothers.
was-
We're
it was
brothers.
really
We're both
great.
She thought you were a man.
Yeah, getting catcalled.
Oh, now you're trying to get onto our queer lineups, are you? Interesting. There
yeah,
for
yeah.
us.
Oh
Stop
my
taking up our
God.
space.
Thank
Still
God.
taking up our non-gay space.
Oh my
That's
God,
our,
I
that's
just
our
want
shtick.
it. Yeah, it's your diversity card.
Yeah.
Well done.
He works at an Asian restaurant, and I do an impression of Mario. Okay, that's our shtick.
That's our whole shtick. You
And
got to
you
have
hate
one.
me. You hate me. You've
Yeah.
made that
Yeah.
very clear.
Yeah.
You've got that
Sorry
in
about that.
common.
Yep.
And I'm upset again.
Hey, don't be upset. It's fine.
Hey, you had a beautiful time at this restaurant with your
And you have a
brother
nice
slash
time.
partner.
my brother, and she used her hands to it. She was really softly spoken, but she just like to get our attention. She would go, and then the duck breast. Well, every single time.
Is she also from Mortal Kombat? Scorpion? Get over here.
Finish
Yes,
him.
yeah.
She finished me, and so that was super annoying. But I
Yeah.
had a few ones, and it was a really good time. And I had a lovely
lovely
time.
brothers.
But I got in here this morning, and Brady looked like fresh as a daisy, and I
not
was
drinking at the
like,
moment?
he's looking good though, isn't he?
Yeah, look.
I've lost 4 kegs.
How can you go back to Italy and you will get catcalled for sure?
for sure.
Oh, man, they're going to be saying some horrific shit at my beautiful ass. Hell yeah. Get the trailer ready, boys. Conjugal visits.
Conjugal visits are coming up. Don't worry about
Sue's
it.
taught you all you need to know.
Oh, and normally Monday is my favorite day because Sunday is normally my day off. So I love a Sunday send. I'm talking you wake up at 10:30, you crack a beer. You
Oh,
have
wow.
a good day.
Yeah,
Oh
hell
man,
yeah.
I love a day drink.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
and I work I'll work on the bike.
Yeah.
I'll drink beers.
Yeah,
Consistent.
great. Yeah.
Then around 4, turn on the gas hard.
Yeah, great.
And then dip down around 5 or 6.
Have a
a
sleep?
gin.
Oh,
No,
right, okay.
gin. No, I
Sort of a
switch.
nap after all that.
Switch. No, naps are for
yeah.
fucking cowards.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Exactly. I've always said that. Then I fucking ramp it up again till about 12. Then I go, fuck, I've got a podcast. And then I'll wake up hungover as shit. shit,
Yeah.
drive in a panic, and then frantically set up this sweating.
Oh, and there's so much to
yeah.
set up. As
So there
doing
is a
that
lot.
fucking
Yeah.
nightmare.
Usually I walk in and Brett looks like exactly how he's mentioned.
Yeah.
You never look bad, but you do look like a bit
Just
flustered.
yeah, there's about
Flustered and
30% of my
Yeah.
brain's missing. And I'm just like, oh.
No, I've
I'm
not
stressed.
known this like full
form.
fully formed Brett, and it looks good on you, mate.
Yes,
great.
and I
Looks
was
fantastic.
smoking weed last night, and I was up late. I was watching Twisters, the second movie of Twister,
you
and
love
it
it?
was.
Is it called
was-
Twisters?
It's called Twisters.
know
Yeah.
about
Why
that.
is it plural? Is there heaps of them?
I don't see. I don't know.
Oh yeah, okay.
Plural means
two.
there's two.
Twisters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, there was
how many
two. No, there was
Twisters
two.
are
There was actually two Twisters happening at the same time.
Oh,
Oh,
that's unlucky.
Twisters. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
but there was other Twister situations going on. So
Stressed about it.
Too many Twisters.
man, I'm
Did any
actually still a boy
Denny
like that.
cows go up?
no cows.
Oh,
Pretty
well, then what's the point
disappointed.
of watching it? Was Helen Hunt in it?
Pardon?
Was Helen Hunt in it?
No, it was
Oh.
that guy from Maverick who's really good looking. Maverick Top Gun.
Oh,
The blonde
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
What's his
yeah,
name?
yeah.
Something or other.
Tom Cruise.
No, something Paul. Pool.
I'm really good at
The
trivia.
goose.
The
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
Oh, the
Tom
F1 plane. Yeah, he was in there. The plane was in there.
Is it Owen
The
Wilson?
blonde
Oh, it's Owen
guy,
Wilson.
blonde guy is in
Jessica
Maverick.
Biel.
Yeah, it's Jessica Biel. Actually, if it was Jessica Biel, my eyes
I'm
would have
so
been
sorry.
glued
Jessica
to the
Biel.
screen.
She's
I
very
fucking love her.
beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
She's
She's
very
stunning.
beautiful.
Justin
She can't go to
Timberlake.
Italy though. Too
No,
much
she would
harassment.
get harassed
Oh
in
my
Italy.
God, she should never go. Don't go down Lygon Street. You will get spooked by
Yeah.
one man.
That'd be giving her very good garlic bread.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
non-vinegar wine.
You
Yeah,
can have the Helgas for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brown bread for you.
Oh
Zero
yeah, you're getting the
wraps.
bougie. This one's from Baker's Delight actually, so it's
Actually,
actually
no, I ran
made.
down and got it.
You're worth it.
Bro-
I have
was
to ask
close.
Sammy, as a comedian, we always ask this
Thank you for
of
saying that.
comedians.
Yep.
What is the
Was he not gonna
worst
ask me?
gig? What is the worst gig? Well, what is one of the worst gigs you've ever done? It could be the worst. It could be one of the worst.
Well, I've had lots of bad gigs. I think I've done a trivia night where I wasn't even booked and I rocked up to the
Wait,
trivia.
so it's just a pub and you just started doing trivia? Guys, why aren't you paying attention? Fuck!
There was one
The
of-
AFL Grand Finals on. Like, turn the TVs off.
Where your little
now.
pens and paper?
What does DNA stand for? You're like, shut the fuck up.
There was one where I rocked up and I went to the wrong pub. There were two Imperial hotels. I went to the wrong one and did a trivia night anyway. So like did my set in the middle of a trivia night to just
So
the
he
most
wasn't the
confused
trivia
crowd
master.
of all time.
He was like the
I just rocked up
comedic
comic
relief.
in the middle.
Oh, so
and-
you rocked up to another trivia thing and they didn't
Yeah.
even know you're on and you
even know I
just
was
grabbed the
on.
mic off the guy like,
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm ready to say a joke.
ready to say, but the worst. So recently,
There is two Imperials. There's one in the city
Yeah.
and there's one in
South Yarra.
Oh, you went to the South Yarra.
Yarra.
That would have been way
Way
worse.
worse.
To do.
Oh, the crowd
so
were not
many- so
into
much
it.
richer down there. I did a couple of shifts there. They hated me.
Oh, they hate it down there.
Oh, my
But yeah,
God.
so that was probably one of the
But
worst.
how
gigs,
many minutes did you do again?
I did 20.
20.
Oh, that's a lot.
And it was-
Complete silence.
Yeah, bomb.
Yeah,
A
bomb.
20-minute bomb to
And-
people who did not.
And then you didn't get paid because you didn't rock up to the correct
Yeah, I
venue.
didn't even get that. No, I didn't get paid for that. Of course, I didn't get paid for that. I didn't even rock up. Didn't even rock up to my shift.
Oh.
But the worst one, so I stopped doing stand-up for 6 years, and I came back recently. And one of the first gigs I had was at a brewery.
Yeah.
And it was in Frankston, and I drove all the way down there and was emceeing the night. And the guy who was running the venue wasn't there. And
Oh no! So you technically, by default, you
I
now
was
run
now
the
running
show,
the room. I was running the room.
and you can answer everyone's question,
Yeah.
including "Where's the toilet?" I don't fucking know, mate.
care.
And
How
I had
about
to turn the lights on. I had to turn the microphone on. It was just like I was running the room. And they were not interested. They were not listening. It was like a hen's night. And I just I was just complete silence for the whole time. And it was like getting back into comedy. I just said yes to any gig.
Yep.
And I was just there going, it was the like the ceilings were really tall. It was
Everything
really,
against
the
you.
windows were open.
A lady
Everything
was
against me.
whispering, "Are you stupid?"
Yes. What are you
You
going to do
are
when you grow up?
so
You are
stupid.
so... I'm a lawyer.
I'm
You
a
are
fucking lawyer.
Yeah, just standing right. That would be the best heckle ever. If someone
Yeah.
actually walked up to the stage and just went, "You are so..."
Also,
And no one else, not even walk,
one- you
just
can't
sit at
even
the
hear
front.
it.
not really
no
a
one else
brag
can
as
hear
well.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a lawyer. Oh, what? You read 50 books and you memorized it? Anyone can fucking do
Pretty
that,
cool.
you dickhead. And
I can
most
do
of you
that book.
cunts are on 60 grand a year, so shut your hole.
Shut your
You're
hole.
a barrister.
Oh
I'm
my God.
impressed.
Yeah.
I've represented myself in court and I've won, so anyone can do it. You fucking morons.
But it just went forever. Like the night went forever. No one was doing well. And then I felt bad because it was like no one's doing well.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh yeah, as the MC, you do.
oh, you do feel
do
bad about it. But I couldn't
yeah.
do anything about it. And everyone, like someone said to me before, one of the comics was like, "This is the best gig. This is such a good gig." And then,
Oh, don't say
and
that.
then as I was like coming off after the first one, and I was like, "Is it always like this?" And she went, "Yeah." was like, also, it's not the best gig. This
gig sucks.
This actually
Oh no,
sucks.
it's the best gig to watch you
watch
suffer.
you suck.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
And then I was like I think I said to them, when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I'm working fucking hard tonight. And I just kept talking, just trying to get anything.
Yeah.
No one was liking it. And I said, I cannot wait to get out of here. To the audience, I was like, I cannot wait to get out of here.
Yeah.
I've had the worst time tonight. You guys have hated me. Some of these people are doing comedy festival shows. I want to tell you about my show so you don't come to it.
Please don't come.
Please don't come to it. And I went, I need to get out of here. And a guy calls out, I hope your car doesn't break down on the way home. And I went, it couldn't get any worse. He goes, because I will kill you. And I went, okay. And I went, good night, Australia.
What is it with you? Is it something about you that people just hate?
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know. It was just so funny to be like, I will kill you.
It was the same guy.
It was the same guy. You smashed my wine bottle 14 years ago.
And I have waited for
You
this
lemon
moment.
chicken eating cunt.
This is my revenge moment.
Yeah.
My plot from the start. But he said, I will kill you. And I was just like, all right, well, you've been a great crowd, everyone. And I was like, goodbye. And I ran out of that venue. And I was like, well, whoever can shut off the lights and the...
I thought they were like, you're like, I hope your car doesn't break down so you don't have to be around us any longer.
Because we are the worst.
We don't want to talk to
He
you.
said, I will kill you.
I will kill you because I
kill
will
you.
be waiting.
I will be waiting for you.
And if your car breaks down, I will pull over
Yep.
and kill
And kill you.
I will use the tire iron, but not for the wheel.
Take
for
your
your
MP3 out on the way
fucking
home, I will kill you.
Isn't that how the guy in Brokeback Mountain dies? The tire iron?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise or Jessica
no,
Biel?
was it Jessica Biel again? Yeah, it was Jessica Biel.
Tom Cruise or Jessica Biel?
Anyway, I'm just
Or the
just wanna
cow.
talk
Was
about
it the
gay
cow?
community again.
Yeah, of course. I will have to talk about my community.
Motherfuckers. Stop doing the gay thing.
I'm sorry. We're proud supporters of the LGBTIQ plus community.
We are allies.
So you know they got the rainbow flag. We're the pole and the string. We're supporting them.
We are. And
Yeah.
you
Holding them up. They need you. Is
Yeah,
that what
they
you're
do.
saying?
Does.
Do you guys know that? Queer community, you need these two straight men.
the non-gays. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Anyway, I probably won't be doing the video thing. And my name has been Sam Taunton for this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. You can see me on the project 7 p.m. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
It sounds like a very dreadful gig. We have to wrap this up, Sammy.
We've gotta wrap it
Otherwise,
up.
it'll go so long. But do you have anything to plug before we let you go?
I have 2 podcasts. I have one
What?
called Confessions that you've never been on, and I'd love
I haven't
to
been on it. I haven't been on it. I will be on it. I'd love to do it.
I'll
Love to
come
have
on with Brady.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, we're good. I think it's more of me and Sam
I
vibe.
just want to make sure he says the right thing.
Yeah, see, she's
And you'll feel
always
nervous
got to
on
be
it.
in the room with one of us at the other, so we can
That's
never
right.
be together
We'll feel
unless
nervous.
Bron's buffering us.
Yeah, because we can't talk about it.
She's slagging us off
I'll
in
be
different
there.
group chats
I'll
about
be
each
there.
other.
Yeah,
I'll be
don't worry,
there.
I'll be there. And I've got another podcast called You Two Drunk Aunties.
So that's very
Bron.
With Bron.
It looks
Very
very good and it's
Oh,
very funny. I've seen
funny.
some great
We've been
clips
having
online.
Some great
Yeah,
time doing
you
it.
could
Some
be
great
a-
time.
we
You'd be a
could-
great drunk auntie.
Oh man!
Yeah,
when
do
I
you
get
wanna
back
come
on the train, can we get fucked
Yeah,
up on
yeah.
wine
It
and do
sounds
a
It's really
podcast?
fun.
We love
That's
it.
really
We love
fun.
it so
Would you
much.
like to be a guest on our podcast?
I would love to be a guest on
Great.
your podcast.
And if you come onto our podcast, don't pull any of the shit you've pulled on today.
Oh my God, here she
Okay?
goes.
This is
Here we
also
go.
your podcast as well. You're
I
currently
know,
on.
but you guys have been very rude to me.
Very
I've just
rude.
tried to live my life.
God, she
She's a
loves.
beautiful
What is
woman
it?
and a
What is it
wonderful
called when
mother.
you want to be a victim all the time? What's that one? What's that?
A
What is the word for it?
legend.
A legend.
A correct-
fucking
a correct
mad
lady.
dog.
You are a mad dog.
You are a
So
mad
much for
dog.
saying
You are a
that.
mad dog.
So you got 2 podcasts, and
Got
you
2
had
podcasts.
you're going to have a great show next year in the comedy
Oh, I'm
festival.
going
You've already
to
started.
do my first ever solo show called Why the Long Face.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to be doing a show with Dave Warnicky as well
Oh,
called
great.
Dave Warnicky Dates the Entire Audience. So I'll be doing heaps of gigs around.
That sounds
and I'll be
problematic,
doing
but
it.
yeah, okay.
And I'll be doing heaps of shows and stuff. So that's
Awesome.
coming up next year.
Well, get
Lovely.
around Sammy on the social, guys. If you're not already on the Patreon, please make sure you jump on board. And also, we've got the YouTube channel. Even if you're not into that stuff, if you give us a subscribe, it all helps us out. And most of you, there's like 2,000 of you fuckers downloading this every week. So if you jump on the Instagram and get behind us, we would really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
That'd be good.
Yeah, see
Let me know.
now
That's good.
I've turned into you. I'm screaming at the audience.
Yeah, that was
No.
good. I like that. Why does it stink in here?
Why is your nose fucked and why does it smell funny? Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Or not, because Bron will probably kill me at the end of this. Bye.
I'm scared. Bye.
I've been fired from a lot of places. I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets, like real bullets.